Hey everyone, this is Chris and Sandy Bent with the Chris and Sandy Show. We get up close and personal with some amazing guests throughout the entertainment industry. And today, like I say on every episode, we got a great one for you. Who do we have?
Yes, we have the amazing 18-year-old Callista Clark with us today. She has the hit song, It's Cause I Am, and she just released her 5-song debut release called Real to Me, where every song tells a story.
And we're excited to have her on. So welcome
Yes,
to the show.
welcome.
Oh, hi. How are you?
We're
We're
doing
doing
good.
great.
I always like to start out the show the same way. This past 18 months has been tough for a lot of people. How has COVID affected you, and what have you done to maneuver through this?
Well, I feel like COVID for me was a really long but a great time for me to grow as a person. First of all, I'm 18 now, which is so crazy. But I mean, it's also been really great. It's opened up a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have been able to do if we were traveling like normal and doing radio tour like normal.
Mhm.
It's opened up so many opportunities for me, being able to talk to outlets in Australia and the UK and not have to go anywhere. I'm just sitting in my music room in Georgia,
Yes.
Um,
And
song
we're in Savannah, Georgia.
Yes, we're in Georgia
Awesome.
also.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like it's been a long time, but it's been pretty good.
And that's like for us, we launched this show January of 2020, and our original plan was 100 interviews that first year. Thought if we did that, it'd be great foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID happens 2 months later, and I'm watching everything get shut down. I was like, "Ooh, this could be our silver lining," because everybody has time to talk now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're not going anywhere, and you have Zoom and StreamYard, and you're good to go.
And because
Yes.
of that, we're over 460 interviews since.
Wow. That's crazy, you guys. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about real to me. I guess it's real to you, huh?
Yes. The sign behind me. Oh, which way do I have to go? This way.
Ah,
Yeah, it's a really special song to me. I wrote Real to Me when I think I maybe had just turned 15, but it was my second co-write that I ever had in Nashville.
Oh
And I
wow.
had
yeah.
no idea what I was doing at all. Like the only person I had ever written with was me, myself, and my mom. And so I just went in and I'm like, yeah, I'm 15. I don't drink. I don't drive. Like I've
Mhm.
never snuck out. I don't party. What do we write about, guys? I don't know what to write about. And I just started talking to my co-writer, Laura Belts, about that. And she was like, well, let's write about that feeling. Let's write about you being a teenager and not knowing what to write about and figuring yourself out as a person and all of those things. And so that's what we did. And we got Real to Me.
Oh wow.
Awesome.
So this past year has been a craziness for you. I'm guessing with your main song.
Yes, it's cause I am. Tell us a little more about that one.
Well, it's been really fun. It's really special, and I feel like it's a great way to introduce myself as a new artist. It's definitely sassy and confident and all the things and
Yes.
kind of like this is who I am and this is the way it is and so it's been really really fun and I honestly it's all been such a whirlwind of amazing things like you were saying with Zoom. It has so many possibilities of just being able to do so many different things at once and it's so amazing. And
Mhm.
while
Mhm.
doing all of the Zoom things, I've also been doing shows every weekend and traveling all over the country and meeting amazing artists. And it's kind of all happening and it's amazing.
Yeah, I think the song coming out with that one was so smart of you because, like, I remember seeing you on your page talking about everybody thinks you're 12 and 13. I was like, what a great song to come on to be a powerhouse.
Yes.
Aw, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it depends on which way you see me first. If you hear my song and my voice first, you might not think that I'm 12. But if you look at me first, you're gonna think I'm about 12 years old, maybe 13 on a good day. But I just turned 18, so that's pretty. Eh,
Yes.
Well, you'll think your genes when you're 30 and 40.
yeah, I've
That's
heard
true.
that. So I'm waiting on those days when I'm actually happy about it. I'm not there yet.
Yes. Ah.
So, a lot of people would ask, when did you know you wanted to do music? I like to go deeper than that. When did it click that this could be a career for you?
I think there have been a few moments like that that have just kind of reassured me along the way because I've been singing my whole life. It's
Mhm.
always been something that I've loved to do. One of those moments for me, I played a show at Eddie's Attic in Atlanta when I was 14, and I had no idea what to expect. I had never been there before, but I've heard that it's an amazing place, and like John Mayer's played there, Jennifer
Wow.
Nettles, Sugarland, they've played there, like so many incredible people. And here I am, 14. I hadn't really written that many original songs. If I had, they were just by myself. So I did a 90-minute show, just
Wow.
half, probably mostly covers that I love to do, some that I had posted on my social media, and some originals. And that was the first time where I realized people were there. They had bought tickets to come see me and tell my stories, and they wanted to hear what I had to say. And so that was the first time where that really clicked for me. And I sold out Eddie's Attic at 14.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
It
Yeah.
wasn't like I was at a fair or something where people just happened to be there and I was playing and, they had came to see me. So it was a really big deal for me.
Oh, that's
So
great.
tell us how it happened with the Jennifer Nettles duet with you.
Okay, so we were both in the same group through Georgia 4-H called Clovers and Company growing up.
Okay.
And I started being in Clovers and Company when I was 10. And so
Mhm.
I had heard about Jennifer Nettles a lot, that she was in this group and how amazing she is. And now she's in Sugarland. Like she's done it. She is, all of her dreams have come true, all those things. And the opportunity came up for me to do a magazine shoot with her for 4-H. And so I was playing guitar in the shoot and she heard me singing and she remembered my name. And so then flash forward, I think a year maybe, we got asked to do this really big 4-H gala. And they were like, you can have any 4-H'er to come do this with you. Who do you want to play with you? And she said,
Wow.
yeah.
Love that. As you know, a lot of people, they see the glory of your big artists and all that, but they don't see the grind, the sacrifice, the tears, the struggles it takes to not just to get their level, but even just a career level within music. And I always want to talk about that because I think it's kind of glossed over in the industry where people feel like I got a talent, I should make it. But we both know it's way more than that. There's a lot of patience, a lot of sacrifice. So let's talk about that a little bit.
I mean, yeah, for me, I'm 18. I would be a senior in high school this year. And there's a lot of things that some of my friends are doing, football games every Friday night, homecoming dances, prom, and all the normal high school things that I'm not necessarily doing. So there have been some times where that was really hard for me to understand and really hard for me to get through. But at the same time, music is what I love and music is what I want to do. And so I kind of just write about those feelings and then, go play them at shows or at the Opry.
and because that's the hardest part to what you do being so young, and we hear this from a lot of guests is now granted your core friends, they understand, but a lot of times friends don't understand because they have maybe they're in school or even they're at work 9 to 5 whatever, but there is an off switch, but with what you do there is no off switch.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that's really interesting, but I also really love I still live in my same small hometown, Zebulon, Georgia. So I'm traveling all over the place, and I'm in Nashville or some other state more than I'm at home. But when I am at home, it's really great to be able to come back to, I guess, the way that it's always been, the way it used to be, something steady, something normal.
There's a song right there.
I know. It's a really nice feeling to be able to come back here.
Because you were just saying that's how it's always been. I was like, ooh, that's a song right there.
Thank you. That's really funny. My mom says that, like, she'll just start typing stuff that I say sometimes, or just like recording me when I talk, and then I go back and write it later.
Yeah, you might have to listen to this back because I think there's a song in what you just said.
So thank you.
So, as you know, a lot of people, they see they see you, but they don't see the teams behind you. In our opinion, the teams never get the love they deserve. So on our show, they do. So take a few moments to tell us about the team that helps you be who you are.
Well, I have a very, very incredible team behind me, and I've been working with them since I was 14. And so my manager is Scooter Braun, SB Projects out in LA, and he
Mhm.
manages Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande and Tori Kelly, Demi Lovato, so many incredible people.
Wow.
So that was really mind-blowing to get that email saying that he wanted to work with me, and I'm like, really? The Justin Bieber Scooter Braun? That's no thanks. Yeah, sure, yeah. And then my label is Big Machine, Scott Borchetta, and
Mhm.
my publishing team is also Big Machine. So they're super amazing, and they've always been beyond supportive of me taking time to learn who I am as a person, taking time to grow, being patient. And I wrote in Nashville, having co-writes for about 3 years before I ever even went into studio, just figuring out what sounds I liked, what lyrically I liked, songwriters that I liked being around, so many things. And then once we figured all that out, then they started to put me into studio, and now I've been doing a lot of shows, and they've just been super incredible to me over the last few years.
So tell us the story of how you got found. I thought that was a cool story when I read it.
Thank you. It was very random, very last minute. I posted a video of me singing "Have You Ever Seen the Rain" by Creedence Clearwater Revival when I was 13. I posted it on my Facebook, and I was on vacation with my family. We were at St. George Island, and I was just sitting on the porch, and I knew I wanted to post some kind of a cover. I had been posting covers for a while on all of my social media platforms, and my
Mhm.
granddad was like, "Well, you should post something that you and your siblings used to sing, and so you should do some CCR."
Oh
And
wow.
"Have You Ever Seen the Rain" was actually a song that my brother used to sing, and so I'm very familiar with it. When we would go around little spots in my hometown playing gigs, that's one that he would sing a lot, so I knew
Oh
it very
wow.
well. And I looked up the chords, and I didn't even know if they were right or anything like that. You can see me in the video, like, scrolling on my phone to look at the chords and everything,
Oh,
and
wow.
I recorded it in one take, and I posted it, and it now has around 28 million views on my Facebook.
Oh, that's
Wow.
amazing.
So crazy. And that's how Scooter Braun, my manager, and his partner, Allison Kay, saw me for the first time, and they reached out and they emailed my mom. And again, that moment of like, is this real? Like, are you sure? And it was real. And I was sitting on Scooter's couch at his house the next week.
Wow. So it happened quick once it happened.
It did. Yeah, it happened really quick.
I love that story. um, and speaking of family and and all that, tell us a mom story. There's probably 1,000 of them, but tell us a story where she did something for your career and it really stood out. You're like, wow, she gets this as my passion.
Well, my mom is the one that taught me and my siblings how to sing harmony with each other. I grew up singing in church, and before me and my siblings started singing, she and my dad would lead worship. And the second we were old enough to learn songs, and I mean the second, she started teaching us and was like, okay, cool. Like, you guys, you guys can
Yeah.
sing too. And it was really special. And so she taught us all that, and she taught me some chords on piano. So there's all of those moments for sure. But when you were asking me that, I thought about the first song that I ever wrote. Because, like I was saying, I used to only write songs with my mom or by myself. That used to be it. So my first song started off as a poem. It was for a school poetry contest. I believe I was in second grade or third grade, and I really loved writing in school, but for some reason I never wanted to write a song. I didn't want to connect the two. I guess because being young, I felt like anything I had to say or anything I was feeling wasn't good enough or valuable enough to write a song about.
Wow.
Even I was still struggling with that when I wrote Real to Me, but I didn't do all the things that I heard about in songs, so like, why would I write a song about what I was going through?
Mm.
So I wrote this poem for school, and I ended up winning the competition. And my mom read it, and she was like, "You need to put some music to this and turn this
Oh
into
wow.
a song." And so that's what we did, and it was called Wildfire. And I
Love
think
the
I
name.
was I think I was 10. I think I was 10 when I wrote it. So yeah, that was my first song.
Wow.
Awesome.
And speaking of family, we have a third co-host, our little 9-year-old. We come and ask 1 or 2 questions. So Sandy's going to go
Yes,
get
his
him.
name's Christopher.
And he's excited because he's a big fan of yours
He
too.
is a big
Aw,
fan.
yay! That's so sweet.
Yeah, when we told him that we had you coming on, he was like, he's been, before you popped in, he kept trying to look in the door. Is she on yet?
Oh, I love that so much. Yay. Right.
And it's cool doing this show because then, he's a part of it. And we got a 2.5-year-old daughter that when she gets older, she'll be part of the show too because we are a family affair.
That's so sweet. I love that. Hi.
Hi, Callista Clark. So, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food. I'm going to say ice cream, even though that's not really food. That's a dessert. I don't recommend eating Mediterranean food, but that's one of my favorites. What about you?
Mine is pizza.
Pizza? That's a good one. That's a really good one.
All right. So, what's your favorite TV show?
My favorite TV show. I think I'd have to say Friends, that 70s show, or New Girl. What about you guys?
Mine is SpongeBob.
Nice.
What would you think ours is?
I like This Is Us.
Yeah, that This Is Us. We love that show.
Oh, nice. My sister loves watching that show. I haven't watched it yet because I heard it's really sad.
Yeah.
I don't need more reasons to be
If
sad.
you ever do watch, it would be advisable to go start at the beginning. It would not do good watching in the middle of it.
Totally, yeah. We give it the respect. Yeah.
All right. So, what's your favorite movie?
Okay. So I could go the route of saying Clueless and chick flick, something like that. That's a good one. But also, I'm just going to be really honest and say that I really love Disney movies and Pixar movies. And my favorite movie is Shrek 2.
Wow. What's yours?
Mine is the Minions movie.
Oh my gosh, my sister loves that movie too. I've seen that movie so many times. Yes.
Bye, thanks.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, he loves to be part of this show. He's we like I said, we've done almost 500 interviews now, and he's been on 95% of them.
Wow, he's working. I love it.
Yes. So, what are some sources of inspiration for you?
For songwriting or just like anything?
Both, just life in general and songwriting.
Inspirations. Well, with songwriting, I am inspired by a lot of different kinds of music. I feel like it normally takes me being really into a certain genre of music or a certain era, and then I know what the sound's going to be and what melodies to listen for and just things that catch my ear at the time. It could either be 90s country or current country or pop or R&B, rock, different things like that. But as far as titles and hooks go, I just look at things that I'm going through. Like I said, have someone follow me around and record me and write down things that I say all the time. So I don't forget. Just things like that. All the real emotions.
There would be a funny song about writing a song by someone following you.
Okay. That sounds kind of creepy.
That may be, yeah. That may be
No, that took a turn.
And what would you like for your legacy to be as an artist? What would you like to be most known and remembered for?
I think my favorite compliments that I ever get, that I'm an old soul.
Yep, I can see that.
Yes, we can see that.
Thank you. Also just really want to stay down to earth and humble and just always sounds cheesy, but being myself.
Yes.
That goes a really long way.
It does, absolutely. And if you could say anything to your fans and followers, what would you want to tell them?
I would say the same thing, just be yourself and know that you're heard and your feelings are valid no matter what your age is. And we're all trying to figure all this out and, just keep doing it. Keep being yourself. It's all progress.
Love that.
Yes.
So if you could co-write with any artist, dead or alive, and you know what, let's pick one dead, one alive.
One of each.
One of each. Who would it be?
Eva Cassidy. She's one of my favorite artists still to this day. She is an incredible singer-songwriter, for those of you who don't know, and she passed away in her early 20s, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Of cancer. She's one of my favorite artists of all time. I listen to all of her covers and her music pretty much every day. And I've always looked up to her for how she takes any cover, any song, and does it just her and her guitar and makes it her own, and her voice is just incredible. So definitely Eva Cassidy. And now there's so many people. I would say Jimmy Allen.
That's a great one.
That's a great
Yes.
one. Now, here's another one that probably has 1,000 different answers, but just think of first thing that pops in your head. What's a song you've heard you wish you wrote?
See, you see me overthinking that already? One Man Band by Old Dominion.
Oh, that's a good one.
Love that one. Oh, Christopher loves that one.
That's what that's.
Yes, that's one of his favorites. Yeah,
I love that.
So Roger has a little question here about are you homeschooled or schooled? How's schooling work with what you do now?
Yeah, I am. I've been homeschooled for the last few years. Well, quite a lot of years. But it was honestly talking about when I posted that video of me singing Have You Ever Seen the Rain, I had decided to start being homeschooled. It was my 7th grade year. So, that's around August. And then I posted that video in October.
Wow.
And then I met Scooter. So it was like, you just kind of got to follow your gut and follow your heart and know what you want to do and go for it and really go for it. And then
and it's great that you got parents willing to do that, because I think a lot of times some parents, they have this ideal that they want their kids to be a doctor or a lawyer and all that, and they're going to steal the passion out of their kids if they're not careful.
Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to say. Yeah.
So I love that you got parents say, you know what, let's just run, let's do this. You've got the talent. Now, granted, you got to have the talent too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So what's your songwriting process? I mean, do you do the melody first, or does it,
I think it starts with being inspired by different kinds of music. I'm always listening to music 24/7, all kinds. But for my songwriting process, it starts with the lyrics and some kind of a hook. Mm-hmm. And when they pop into my head, I'll just type them in my phone or write them down or something, or record them, whichever thing I can get to fast enough. Mm-hmm. And I have a super long list of song titles and hooks and things like that I want to write. You should see my phone. Very crazy. Just scroll for days,
Wow. Now, back in 2015, we interviewed Kelsey Ballerini before she was Kelsey.
Yes.
And one of the questions I asked her, I always like to tell this story before I ask the guest that same question, but it was where she wanted to be in 5 years. And the answer she gave us is almost to the T of what she's living now. So she knew where she was going. Where do you want to be in 5 years?
I would really love to have a number one. That would be amazing.
I think you've got one going.
We think you do. Yeah?
I sure hope so.
Everywhere we go, no matter where we travel, we hear it. So.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yay. Aww. And I think I would love to have a number one with another artist. This is something that I've written. I'd love to write a song for another artist to cut. That would be incredible. It's always been a dream of mine. And farther into the future, I don't know how long this will take, but I want to be a member of the Grand Ole Opry so bad, and I will do anything. I've already performed there, I think 4 times now. So
now let's look 15 years down the road, and let's say you're a success on a grand scale. Whatever that looks like for you, you've made it. If the person you are today could meet her, your future successful self, what would you want to remind her?
Well, I would hope that I don't have to remind her of anything and that she's exactly like I am right now and humble and down to earth and still loves music and loves writing, and that's why she's still there.
Love
Awesome.
that.
Thanks.
So as we close out here, what advice would you give for someone who wants to follow in your footsteps?
Be yourself, learn as much as you want to learn, and know that you can learn from everyone that you come in contact with, especially somewhere like Nashville. You meet one person and then you have 200 more connections from that one person. Like, it's so true. So always be kind, always be yourself, always songwrite, learn as many instruments as you can. All of those things go a super long way, and just learn what your strengths are and what makes you stand out.
Speaking of instruments, before I let you go, did I read right? You know 8 instruments.
It's something like that, yeah.
That is amazing.
That is amazing.
Thank you. I got really bored during quarantine.
Yeah, what better time to pick up some more?
So as we close out, tell everybody how they can find you.
So you can find me on all of my social media platforms at Callista Clark. And I really hope that you do, and stream my music and let me know if there's anything that you like and what songs I should cover next and what you think I should write about. All the things.
Love that.
Love
You know, we
that.
really enjoyed having you on the show today, and we look
Yes.
forward to having you back down the road.
Thank you. This was so much fun, you guys. Nice to meet both of you.
We appreciate it.
Same
You
here.
have-
We appreciate your time today.
You have a great day.
Thanks so
All right,
much.
you too. Bye.
Bye.